Today we will talk about many things, such as destroying shorts, the AMC gamma squeeze, margin calls, and more. First, we'll look at this AMC stock. According to Ortex, the number of short positions has grown to 103 million shares, which is a 64% rise. It's likely that the real numbers are very different from what the banks told the exchanges. Take a look at that. Over the course of a few days, AMC's price went up by 20%. At the same time, short interest doubled and went up by 64% from the previous trade day. To begin, this only shows that whenever AMC offers a threat to these short sellers, they try to double down and increase the amount of manipulation and suppression on AMC. We need to keep in mind that this is evidence that people have reported themselves. I've always said that we need to understand AX, its data, and use it as a guide, since we know that even the self-reported statistics is going up. We know that the shorts are going up. We don't know what the exact number is, but we do know that they are still going up. More than that, we've already talked about how the float has been shorted many times. The short interest is 200%, when it should be 20%. It's really 300%. The only thing is that they aren't reporting this. But the fact that these numbers are going up shows how much censorship is going on. Last time, they had to double their short interest to bring down AMC, which shows that HODL does have an effect. Is there another doubling because of the current pushdown? We are putting pressure on these short sellers by hanging on to AMC shares and making sure they never see real shares. We've already talked about how the fear is shown by the fact that short interest has been going up along with the price of AMCO over the last few days. But this is just to say that again, remember when we talked about how much money comes into and goes out of AMC? We know that apes aren't giving away their shares. We know that apes are hanging on to their valuable shares, which is making these people who are short stocks freak out. People who sold short AMC from its all-time high made $718 a share. But they still need to take 80% of orders off the market to keep the price under control. It tells me that a small price increase could wipe out those gains. We've already talked about this. There is no way that these short sellers, who said they covered their shorts and made hundreds of millions or billions of dollars by shorting AMC, can be telling the truth. This is because they wouldn't feel the need to silence AMC if they had already made the profit or were already making a lot of money. An 80% dot pool order wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen if AMC went up by 10% or 20%. We can see that the short interest has gone up by 64%. The interest on shorts is going up by 100%. Things like these wouldn't be happening if they were already making so much money from their shares. Also, we need to know that after the reverse split, they got 10 times the short position. And this is why we said the price for AMC was just the squeeze price. The real price is so much higher. AMC should be selling in the triple digits even without the squeeze. We talked about that. Because of everything going on, we talked about how the starting price during the squeeze is usually in the thousands and goes up to the tens of thousands. So we know that the current reduction, doubling down in SI, and 60% rise in short interest are all caused by a 13% rise in AMC, which is eating away at their profits. They are scared about a 5%, and that's what's happening in the end. Also, the only reason that makes sense is that it can destroy someone too big to fail. You have to ask yourself why it's out here when we see numbers like 8,586 or even 88% of dark pool use on AMC. What is going on? In what way does it protect? In this case, it's companies that might be too big to fail. We talked about Citadel's plans to apply for that. We talked about how it was clear that UBS would stick to these views. We know that many institutions are involved with AMC and have positions worth tens of billions of dollars or even hundreds of billions of dollars with each of these firms. If these firms went bankrupt, it could have a huge impact on the market. Think about what will happen when UBS goes out of business. Take a moment to think about all the jobs that would have to be filled quickly if Citadel went bankrupt. Sure enough, these short sellers are just that. That's why there's always a need to control and shut down AMC even better. You can see how the rules have always kept these short sellers safe. This is happening again. The SEC pushed those rules for short sales back again, this time to 22.8. As of January 2028, Rule 13F2 will start for reporting shorts. In September 2028, it will start for security loan disclosure. They have more time to hide behind this bias wall, but we know where they are. Friends who have been watching my videos for a long time will remember that we talked about this in 2024. It was first planned for this to come out in 2024. After that, it was pushed back to 2025. When we talked about it again in 2025, it was pushed back to 2026, which is now this year. We can now see that it will last until 2028. In fact, you can see that this was supposed to come out here. This was first accepted in October 2023. It was planned to come out on December 3rd, 2025, and it has been delayed over and over again. It was pushed back to 2025. It was pushed back in 2026. It's now going to 2028. Also, if you ask me, do I really think it will happen in 2028? I don't think that will happen because of how I see things now. Why would the SEC keep putting off something that would actually help small investors when they say they want fairness, openness, and the market to work for everyone? Why would they make it take longer to implement the rules that would make the market more open, fair, and helpful for small investors? And that's because they've realized there are too many institutions who have made these short positions that can't be explained that showcases the synthetic shares because if they were to talk about reporting short selling, then there will be firms showcasing that they have 1 billion shares of AMC short, despite the fact there isn't even 1 billion shares of AMC that should be out there, and that's why they delayed this, and they're being very quiet about this, especially with everything that's ongoing now because the SEC isn't here to help out the retail investors, and you know this is what I'm saying, and it's the fact that they want to help out these institutions, and so this is obviously just showcasing that. And then you can even see here what we talked about with how AMC has the gamma squeeze, so I didn't even mention AMC in my question, and still Grok suggested AMC, so because of what we talked about with the option chain for AMC, you can see even Grok is saying that AMC is very likely to have a gamma squeeze right now. That being said, this doesn't mean it's 100%. But the fact that all the data points to AMC as the stock most likely to experience the gamma squeeze is clearly very bullish. Especially since we just talked about how these short sellers have been taking on too much debt and are now having to deal with all of these problems. Because of this, you know what will happen to the price when AMC has a gamma squeeze? The suppression is because they know that as AMC approaches to dollars, the gamma squeeze possibility develops, forcing short sellers to lose hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. They would lose hundreds of billions in the short squeeze. So we have censorship. You may also see GME and AMC FTDs here. These FTDs are always rolled over or replaced. We discussed how this explains the pressure. Behind the scenes, we know short sellers are struggling. They remain cunning. As usual, they use and strive to stop these approaches. The fact that they must do this suggests that the shares they shorted are losing money. They must do this because they struggle to organize. I read an interesting article on what would happen if debt calls were issued out an hour before the market closed on Thursday and compelled troubled stockholders to sell on Friday morning. We focus on world events, notably the silver market. We discussed how numerous large banks could issue margin calls. We must remember that this hasn't happened today. The fact that this is being discussed implies that it could all fall apart at any point. Due to market conditions, it was obvious how these guys may lose margin or have a tremendous fire sale. Those shorting AMC will take large damages and need to cover part of their positions. You can also notice many short squeezes. We are also investigating HYMC. Silver is at $92.3, give or take. This is during recording again. We discussed how short sellers will be paid, will be expelled. A short squeeze in HYMC is possible. You can guess the outcome. We should also note that HYMC sells bear shorts for over $35. We know that. HYMC could easily receive a number of short sellers to cover their bets when it rises to these levels. Once again, short sellers are to blame. They want to stop HYMC from rising since it benefits AMC. SLV implied volatility exceeds 130. Nobody will be secure underwater. You must understand how silver prices will affect HYMC. If HMC hits $35, we may see large profits. GME-SLV relations will also be discussed. As seen, the current situation allows enormous squeezes and huge short sellers to lose money. That's our anticipation. Always, not financial advice. Be sure to salt. Do your research for safety. I'll see everyone shortly.